Next 10 minutes or so, we invite you to just relax, close your eyes, rest in the presence, and hold space.
Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignakarajura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignakarajura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignakarajura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignakarajura Hamari.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome to our weekly online satsang. Satsang is a fancy Sanskrit word that sort of means a spiritual get-together. Whenever two or more of us who are on the path of awakening and transformation and oneness with the divine come together to share our journeys, to meditate together, to pray for one another, we have a satsang. And our depth, the interior silence we enjoy is multiplied when we come together. It's an essential ingredient of the spiritual journey. We're so glad that you're here. And the Flowering Heart Satsang is global too. We have people who join us from other countries, other continents, from the other side of the world. And we welcome everyone who comes. We have different spiritual backgrounds, different spiritual teachers and teachings. What we share in common is that we're all in the process of awakening and transformation and oneness with the divine and with all that is. So happy you're here with us. We have some special announcements. I'll wait for Suzanne. The first 2 days of February 2025, coming up February 1st and 2nd, we're going to be offering something that we haven't done in a year and a half, really. And it's called the Diamond Heart Quantum Liberation. Or quantum, I think I like transformation.
Oh, okay. Could change the name.
We've called it both.
Yeah.
But the Diamond Heart Quantum Liberation and Transformation is a 2-day spiritual immersion. And it's very powerful. It's very transforming. We have people that have done it
3 times.
And people that have only done it once. And the good news is if you do it again, it's only half price. But it's not expensive anyway. And it's February 1st and 2nd are Saturday and Sunday. And we'll go from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday. And then on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. This process is in-house only. It's so intense that we've done many courses and processes online over the years, and many of them have been wonderful. This one needs to be done in person. So that should tell you a little bit about how powerful we think it is. Why do we call it quantum? What's a quantum transformation? Well, when we speak of quantum transformation, we're pointing to the possibility of a dramatic and sudden shift of reality. A quantum leap is an abrupt change, a sudden increase or dramatic advance. There's something that in quantum physics, let's give you a simplified, it's all I can comprehend is a simplified explanation anyway, of quantum physics. There's a field, the quantum field in which all possibilities exist. Belief causes the field to collapse into manifesting. A manifestation is not an immovable reality. So one's faith or one's intention or feeling can change in a dramatic way what is manifesting. Basically, this is saying that all things are possible, but using scientific language and physics to explain it. Your current reality might be, I'm not enlightened, much less God realized or in divine union. However, the quantum field that we just described includes a possibility that you are awakened and God realized on some level, or can be immediately. Clear the limited thinking, emotional charges and programming that stand in the way, and change your belief, your faith, your intention, and zap, your manifestation, your reality shifts instantly. And now you're a realized being. Just like that. That's a quantum shift. So our intent for the Diamond Heart Retreat is a quantum shift of reality for all the participants. Sometimes we speak of direct awakening, and what we mean is direct awakening, what we call that, manifests when the limiting idea, I know it's out there somewhere and someday I might find it, or someone might give it to me, all of that shifts and it becomes, it's all inside of me right now, right here. And I embrace that reality in this moment. And believe me, shift happens in a big way. So there are all the details and links to register are on our website at floweringheart.org. If you can come, please do. We would love to have you. We had a participant in the last one who came from Mexico just to do it. And she knows who she is. It'd be great if you could come again, no pressure. Okay. Let's see. Wow, we've already got some things here. Yeah, Ekaterina wrote, it's great and not expensive. I came from Mexico and it was a beautiful experience. Your Diamond Quantum Liberation is really a quantum shift for the soul. Amen. And Stacy just says she's grateful to be here now.
Nice.
I like that too. That's great. So we like to open it at this point. Well, before I forget, if you're on Facebook Live, give us a thumbs up or a heart, a like or a love, so we can go in and see that you were here, send you special hugs and blessings after we're done tonight, in the days ahead over the next week. Even if you're watching this days after we met and it was recorded, you enjoy the very same experience because the blessing that we share is spiritual presence, which transcends time and space. There's no distance and there's no time in spirit. So whenever you're watching this, it's right here, right now. And I'll be looking over the next week, pretty much every day, to see who watches it during the week from one Monday to the next. If you're on Vimeo, you could leave just a comment in the chat. Hi, I'm here. And we'll also notice that. And when we get to questions and answers, you can enter your questions either on Facebook Live or on Vimeo. And we would be happy, delighted in fact, if you'd ask for clarity and insight about something that you've been puzzling over concerning the spiritual journey, or something you've been encountering in your own practice, in your own path. That seems to inspire the divine, to inspire us with clarity, light, answers to share with everyone, and it helps us all. So, while you're asking that still small voice, or thundering voice of the divine inside of you, what you might ask to help catalyze the conversation tonight. And it could be, it doesn't have to be a question, it could be a breakthrough realization you've had. Please share. While we're waiting for that to happen, I like to share these quotes from a website called inspiringquotes.com. A group of authors write brief articles about timely and relevant topics, just a couple paragraphs long, and then lists of quotes from influential people throughout history that shed light on that particular topic. So tonight we're talking about 24 quotes about the power of sticking together. In an era when many workplaces, but I need to tell you who wrote this first. That's not fair. I want to give credit where credit is due. Wow, I have to go way down on this one. This was by Brooke Robinson, Inspiring Quotes editor a bibliophile, which means she loves books, in case you didn't know. A cinephile, which means she loves movies. And a curry enthusiast based in Cleveland, Ohio. What is not to love about that? Thank you, Brooke. We share all of those loves. So here's what Brooke writes. In an era when many workplaces are remote, when we can order our groceries online, and we hardly have to leave our homes for anything, it can be all too easy to isolate ourselves from others. But it's crucial to remember that we humans are social creatures by nature, wired for connection and with a deep need for community. That's why we do these satsangs. As the Jacobean poet John Donne once wrote, quote, "No man is an island, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main," unquote. In other words, we rely on each other. We need one another to fulfill our basic needs for love and connection, to provide purpose and meaning in our lives, and to fall back on when times get hard. Our ability to collaborate and cooperate with one another has led to some of humanity's greatest accomplishments. It's only by remaining united in the face of obstacles that seek to divide us that we can continue to strive toward a brighter future. Here are 24 quotes that emphasize the importance of sticking together and how timely this is when the world is so divided. So here we go. No one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. Halford E. Lecoq. To get the full value of a joy, you must have somebody to divide it with. Mark Twain. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Desmond Tutu. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Helen Keller. The power of one, if fearless and focused, is formidable. But the power of many working together is better. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. Napoleon Hill. Cooperation is a thorough conviction that nobody can get there unless everybody gets there. Virginia Burden Tower. Oof, love that. Sticks in a bundle are unbreakable. Kenyan proverb. There are no problems which we cannot solve together. And there are very few which any of us can settle by himself. Lyndon B. Johnson. We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond. Gwendolyn Brooks. Being in the same room with people and creating something together is a good thing. Robin Williams. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Marcus Aurelius. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Isaac Newton. The strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. Phil Jackson. Each of us can make a difference. Together we make change. Barbara Mikulski. When we realize the bliss of oneness, then loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and non-attachment will arise spontaneously. You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. Amit Ray. There is no such thing as a self-made man. We're made up of thousands of others. Everyone who has ever done a kind deed for us or spoken one word of encouragement to us has entered into the makeup of our character and of our thoughts, as well as our success. George Matthew Adams. We must all learn to live together as brothers, or we will all perish together as fools. This is the great issue facing us today. No individual can live alone. No nation can live alone. We are tied together. Martin Luther King Jr. The ability to direct individual accomplishments toward organizational objectives is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. Andrew Carnegie. Individually, we are one drop. Together, we are an ocean. Rinosuke Satoru. That's the exact reverse of the quote from Rumi that we share all the time. Rumi said, "You are not just a drop of the ocean, you are an entire ocean, the entire ocean in a drop." But this is true as well. Together, we're an ocean. If everyone helps to hold up the sky, then one person does not become tired. A Ghanaian proverb. Many ideas grow better when transplanted into another mind than the one where they sprang up. Oliver Wendell Holmes, Sr. No matter how brilliant your mind or your strategy, if you're playing a solo game, you'll always lose out to a team. Reid Hoffman. If civilization is to survive, we must cultivate the science of human relationships, the ability of all peoples, of all kinds, to live together and work together in the same world at peace. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Nice. And Martin Luther King Jr. passed away years ago. But it's no less true today, even more so than when he said, this is the real issue facing us today, is to be able to live and work together in unity. And it's amazing so many of us still don't want to do that, we humans, because we don't like those folks. We don't like the way they think, the way they live, whatever. It's not so easy to do that with a family at the Christmas celebration, is it? I mean, we have to accept the quirks of other family members, whatever the holidays are that you celebrate. We accept one another within a family kind of because we have to. But guess what? The whole world is family. Humanity is a family sharing the same blood. And so there you have it. Okay. Back to questions. Ekaterina wrote, I am about to have a quantum shift in my career as an actress. Can you give me a special blessing? And also that I may be of God's use through my acting. Well, we sure can. And we are and we will. Stacy writes, what, if anything, is good to do for someone who passed a few days ago, whose last few years were filled with suffering? Sending light? Specific prayers? Or do angels and other beings on the other side take care of the needs? I just want to help his transition if I can. That's a great question. And I've heard so many explanations of what happens on the other side after death. The Tibetans have a view, the Hindus have a view, the Taoists have a view, Christians have a view, Muslims have a view, Judaism has a view. In some way, what happens to us when we transition from this life to the other side? And it's funny how they don't all agree. So what that says to me is a lot of it's shrouded in mystery. And we need to be open to that. But many of the traditions agree that we can assist a soul, especially a few days ago, through our prayers. I was astonished because I was educated in the Christian tradition as a priest. And, oh yeah, true. And we learned, one of the things that we did well, I think, often, was accompanying people transitioning from this life. And one of the things that we were taught to do was to invite the angels to come and assist that soul to ascend toward the presence of God, toward the light. And pray that they would be able to let go and make that ascent, and recognizing that we do need the assistance of other beings. There are those who have gone before us who are witnessing our journey in this world, our struggles and our transition, and they are assisting us in meditation and in prayer. So we can ask for them to help as well. But so I was saying that I was trained to do that as the person was approaching the moment of transitioning, to let them know it's okay. You don't need to be afraid. You can let go. We got this covered. You know, you finished your work here and something amazing is opening to you. Just accept it. And we would invite and pray for the angels. Well, then I started spending a lot of time in India. And they began to teach us, who were being trained as instructors and teachers, how to assist people in making their transition. The only difference between what I just shared with you that I learned as a Christian priest and what I learned from the Hindus in India was that they invoked devas and we were invoking angels. Maybe there's not a difference. Devas are light beings. So they were inviting their understanding of the light beings that assist the divine. It was exactly the same thing. And when I shared it with some of the monks in India, they were just astonished that we did it exactly the same way, just using maybe some different words. It was the same process, and so successful. So successful that sometimes nurses would get worried when they'd see us coming to assist someone who was sort of toward the end. And I go, don't worry about that. We don't want to rush anything. And some of the greatest breakthroughs and realizations can happen for a person on the threshold of transitioning from this life. So, yes. And especially this person whose last few years were filled with suffering. It's a wonderful time for that person to release the suffering and receive the light and the grace that you're praying for them to receive? Yes. And ask angels and other beings on the other side. Don't ask them just to do it for us, but really pray that the divine will send these angelic beings, devas, and activate the attention of some of the great saints and God-realized masters to sort of turn toward this individual and help them ascend. Anything else?
No, some people believe that you do that for like up to 10 days afterwards. I don't know what the theory is behind that, but just something we picked up along the way.
Well, the people we were hanging out with in India thought that 10 days after the transition was the most important time. But even in that tradition, they believe that people who have passed on can get stuck. There are levels above this reality. They call them lokas. The Hindus, the Buddhists, Tibetan Buddhists call them bardos. But there are these other dimensions or realities. Some of them are denser and darker. And people may not realize that the Tibetans and the Hindus have a very strong sense of the reality of the hell realms. If a person is full of anger, fear, hatred, etc., that can draw them into a dark place. But even the ones that are moving toward the light, there are all these lokas or levels of reality above us, and each one is much more blissful and enjoyable than the one we're in now. And the Hindus teach there's 7 above us and 7 below us. And a soul could spend eons in one of these intermediate planes thinking they're in heaven because it's so much better than what they experienced on earth. And so we learn through meditation and mantra to help, blow the divine horn and wake them up and help them move toward the light. So, and then you've got in the Catholic tradition the idea of purgatory, that the soul will go through this process of purification to prepare it to face the light of God directly. So, and they have a sense that can go on for a long time, which is not that much different than the Hindu notion of the lokas. But that 10 days after the passage was very important to the Hindu people that we hung out with for a while. And for the Tibetans, it's more like 40 days. The only thing I want to say, if somebody says, well, who's right? Is it like an eon? Is it 10 days? Is it 40 days? What is it? Well, here's the thing. In spirit, there is no time. So when a spirit leaves corporal form, whatever state they're in just seems like forever. It isn't. I mean, it is, but it doesn't mean it's unchangeable or fixed. It's like we're talking about quantum shifts. There's no immovable reality in the quantum universe. And so that's a little insight. That could be a whole course in itself. And I think that may be the only question we have. Let me check over here. No, all is well. So, every once in a while what ends up happening is we get into the latter part of our satsang where we're doing intentions, very powerful. Oh, and we're sending the flowering heart blessing through the whole satsang. Most of you already knew that, but the flowering heart blessing, Hridaya Vikasa Diksha. Diksha just means blessing. or initiation. So Hridaya Vikasa means flowering heart. And the flowering heart blessing is a direct transfer of divine grace and presence, enlightened consciousness, if you will, that catalyzes that awakening from the illusion of separate existence and duality in the heart of the one who receives it, and begins to dissolve the illusion of distance and separation, and draw us ever more deeply into oneness with the divine source, with each other, with the universe. Sometimes people wait till we're really deep in that and everyone's eyes are closed, and then we do the open eye light meditation. We'll ask more questions, which we may answer through email if it's really serious, but try to get your questions in before we take the next turn we're about to take. Yekaterina added, by the way, I saw The Mission.
Oh, nice.
Great movie. Great movie. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
We haven't watched that? Oh my God. Yeah. Very powerful about the interaction in South America on the border of Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina, I think, that area. Centuries ago, when the slave trade was full on, and the Spanish and Portuguese slave traders kind of went loggerheads with the Jesuit missionaries who were teaching the indigenous people to make violins and flutes and make their own clothes, and they were becoming completely self-sufficient and very educated. And the slave traders, they just couldn't handle that. So the movie follows what happened, and it's a matter of history. And the star of it really was Robert De Niro. And our dear friend, the Trappist monk Thomas Keating, was the advisor sitting back in the shadows through the whole thing, advising them on the actual history and the spiritual traditions of the people involved. So, pretty cool. Highly recommend it. It came out like 20 years ago. More. At least 25 years ago. But I'm sure it's still out there and you can find it. Yeah, Katerina found it, so there you go. Alrighty then. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions. I dragged it out as long as I could. But lest we all transition while we're waiting, let's dive a little deeper. So go ahead and close your eyes. And invoke the Divine Presence. The Divine Presence is always ready and willing when we call upon God, call upon the Divine. Always ready to answer with a big yes. I love you. This presence we're talking about dwells within you. We also dwell inside of it. Everything that exists, all the worlds, the universes, every reality exists within the Divine Presence. But strangely, that Divine Presence, that Source, dwells within each of us in all of its fullness, and it loves us so much. It is pure, unconditional love. Religion has sometimes made people so afraid of God that people often refer to it as the G word now, some judgmental, divisive, separate being that's waiting to clobber you for your mistakes. Oh, it couldn't be farther from the truth. The truth is, the Divine loves you unconditionally, exactly as you are. It already knows everything you did and everything you're ever going to do and loves you regardless. It's all knowing. It's all wise. It knows what needs to happen in your life to make you free, to make you thrive. And it's all powerful, well able to bring it to pass if we would just allow the presence to transform us. Don't struggle, you don't need to beg now, just the divine already knows exactly what you need better than you do. And if you just relax and let go, it will begin to draw you into the center of itself. The gravity of divine love draws you into the heart of the celestial sun. And all of your fear and all of your sorrow melts away. Receive. Soak it up. Drink it in. Just keep receiving, receiving, receiving. The floods of grace that are pouring out to you and pouring out within you right now. Being floods your heart with the light of oneness and union. Flows out of your heart into your soul, the levels of your being, emotions, and the programming, and all the stuff that gives us so much trouble. When that light is released inside of us, it begins to pour out. Melts away the wrong thinking. It dissolves the reactive emotions. With divinely inspired ideas, feelings, and plans. It shines out into your physical body to bring you healing and life and strength. Just receive it. Let it dissolve your pain, your dis-ease. Shine out into your relationships to heal them, to make them right. And out through you into the world, making you a lighthouse of grace, rippling out to infinity through you. Just let it be. Imagine us sitting in a circle together with our eyes closed. Lift up your hands with your palms open, facing forward, and let us now invite the divine to pour the flowering heart blessing through all of us to the others in the circle. You could place your special intentions in the middle of the circle. And whatever other personal intentions people have brought tonight, put them in the middle of the circle as we all join together and invite divine intervention in your life. Now you can relax your hands in your laps. When you're ready, open your eyes and begin to make direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me. Just keep gazing constantly at least one of our eyes. As we begin the light meditation, Suzanne and I are flooded with oceans of grace, light, and love. Every fiber of our being, especially through our eyes, the windows of the soul. It streams out of our eyes, in through your eyes, into your heart of hearts, causing the right awakening and flames of divine love settles within us. Now keep meditating as long as it feels nice to you. Or you can find a place. Shavasana is a yoga pose that's so simple. You just lie on your back comfortably with your eyes closed and your arms loosely at your sides and your palms open, turned upward. And just let yourself dissolve in the presence of gratitude.
Much love, light, and blessings.
We love you. Between now and when we meet again, the divine in us beholds the divine in you, and we bow to you. Namaste.